Alrighty, party peoples of the interwebs, just a brief update in the murder of the United Health CEO Brian Thompson. The alleged shooter, the suspect, is now in custody, Luigi Mangione. And apparently there was a meme coin launched with Luigi, something like Free Luigi meme coin, where people lost their money about as fast as they lost it with the Hawk to a chick meme coin. The world is stranger than fiction when you understand what goes on, but Luigi has procured a high-profile criminal defense attorney. And there are a great many dots which we're going to not necessarily connect, but place out there for you to potentially connect. And you'll see where this goes. The players are very interesting. Now, starting off by saying, Luigi is innocent until proven guilty, despite what evidence you think there is against him. The irony in this entire case is that a great many people want to presume his guilt so they can rally behind what they now perceive to be the legitimate, quasi-legitimate cause that this dude killed the CEO for. So a lot of people are bypassing the innocent until proven guilty so that they can rally behind this guy as some sort of modern hero. It's sick, it's depraved, however you feel about health insurance companies, set that aside. I also believe everyone deserves a defense. And I'll dare say this, even guilty people deserve defenses, because the prosecution needs to prove the guilt even of a guilty person. They don't get to presume it. And they don't get to break the rules just because they think or know that the person is guilty. OJ, I'm just looking down at you, or I'm looking at you, OJ. So Luigi is entitled to the most robust criminal defense possible. And he has procured one of the highest profile criminal defense attorneys out there who has an interesting history or past. Her name is Karen Friedman Agnifilo. She used to work in the DA's office of New York for 30 years. I would qualify her as a lefty, anti-Trump, TDS-afflicted activist. I'll play you a clip of her on a podcast at the end of this. She's closely affiliated with the Midas Touch. She does weekly podcasts. She was once a commentator on CNN. So they seem to have procured a high-profile activist of a criminal defense attorney with strong connections to the district attorney's office in New York. Doesn't stop there. Her husband, Agnifilo, if you Google it, because I was Googling her name and then found, oh, there's a dude named Agnifilo representing P. Diddy currently. So you have, it's so wild, by the way, because in Karen Friedman Agnifilo's past, her professional experience, she worked against prosecuting human trafficking. Ironically enough, now her husband, because they're partners of the same firm, is defending P. Diddy, who's being accused of trafficking. These are connected attorneys, activist attorneys, anti-Trump TDS attorneys, and so you'll figure out what dots you want to connect with that, but at least now you have the information at hand. Okay, other interesting facts in this case, Luigi Mangione has now certain fundraisers going for him. Apparently, one was started on Go F Me, because I hate that platform. They have taken down yet another fundraiser, ostensible fundraiser. I don't know if there's any legitimacy to it, so you donate if you're so inclined to donate to an accused murderer at your own expense and at your own risk and peril. I don't know who set it up, but I do know that GoFundMe, Go F Me, took down that account because they have a policy that you can't raise funds for a criminal defense if you're accused of a violent crime or murder. Give, Send, Go, which is the only platform that you should ever be using. This is not an ad, by the way. It's the only platform you should ever use for fundraisers, is not taking down the Give, Send, Go for Luigi Mangione. And they say this is not to condone, tolerate, or promote violence whatsoever. Even a guilty person is entitled to a defense, and he is still accused and innocent until proven guilty. Which also led me to, question the fact that we've seen a couple of photos of this guy at the hotel paying for something. And some people are hypothesizing it doesn't look like the same person because of the space between the eyebrows is wildly bigger in one photo than the other. I've also just been thinking, we don't actually have a face to the video of the shooting. It doesn't matter. Innocent until proven guilty. Bottom line, Give, Send, Go is not taking down the fundraiser, whereas Go F Me did, because Go F Me is a platform that Fs its people if they don't like the political or ideological orientation of their fundraisers. It's fine. So Luigi has now procured this high-profile criminal attorney whose husband is working with P. Diddy, defending P. Diddy. Her career involves going after traffickers, connected to lefty organizations. Okay, fine. The irony in all of this is that the people who are condoning, celebrating, or rationalizing the alleged act carried out, or I guess it's an actual act allegedly carried out by Luigi, they're saying, Well, at least he raised awareness of the horrible practices of the healthcare system. Some people, Kyle Kalinske, I'm looking at you, put out memes and say, no, pulling a trigger, murder. Denying a claim leading to death, also murder, except it's not. But bottom line, people have rationalized this to themselves. You know, people who I would dare say are terrorist sympathizers. Because once you rationalize something as being akin to murder, tantamount to murder, to justify actual murder, you have entered the realm of terrorism. Just understand that. But they're celebrating this guy as being some sort of Robin Hood, you know, fighting for the interests of the people who can't afford health insurance, exposing the corruption of the health insurance industry. They deny coverage to people at their most vulnerable, which some of them do. Some of them might very well engage in very, very unethical, borderline fraudulent practices. You don't take to violence in order to illustrate that or highlight that. Some people, if we want to get into the realm of rationalizing violence, might be inclined to say, Kyle Kalinske, I'm looking at you. Oh, denial of coverage leading to life crises, also murder. What if someone were to say, a lawyer not represent, denial of representation because they can't afford it, and if the person does something tragic to themselves, also murder? We have an accused here who is being celebrated as something of a Robin Hood because he's raising awareness for the plight of the people who can't afford healthcare, who is now affording legal representation that 99% of the population could not afford. There is an element of irony in there. Also, the irony is that this kid is, I won't say affluent, but apparently comes from a very well-to-do family, and it might be beyond affluent. So this kid, who allegedly shot a CEO to highlight the unethical practices of the healthcare industry, is now procuring the finest legal representation of the most politically connected, progressive criminal defense attorneys who were once prosecutors or district attorneys, and he will get a defense that 99% of people out there, 99% of criminally accused, could never afford in their wildest dreams. Hashtag irony. That's the update. I'm going to do a little more digging because I'm fascinated by all of these intertwined players in this story. I don't know what to make of these dots, how they connect, but they certainly connect in some way, shape, or form. The husband, by the way, defending P. Diddy, whereas P. Diddy was just given the keys to the city by Eric Adams a year and a half ago, and Eric Adams is now also indicted under what I would call relatively innocuous crimes. It's one big incestuous tapestry of criminality. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'll figure it out. But if you like what to do, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification. Make sure that you get notified when I put up a video and that you share it to help the channel grow. But most importantly, more important than anything, exercise, sunlight, eat healthy, talk to people in real life. And now you know your vlog. Peace out, peeps. Booyah!
Donald Trump said or told his base last Saturday that he was going to be arrested on Tuesday. Turned out that was a lie. Everybody fell for it. Media fell for it. His base fell for it. There was about 6 people protesting outside Trump Tower. It's turning out now that even just saying that and pushing for his Republican friends to write a letter to Alvin Bragg to kind of say what you're doing is unconstitutional and we want more information, that in itself could be a crime in New York State. Is that right?
Well, if, potentially, yes, I guess it could be. He's what he tweeted on the 24th on Friday, about, there's going to be death and destruction. I mean, that's like a clarion call for mayhem. Really what he should be saying is I can handle this and surrender and take it like a man and fight it in the courts the way everybody else does who claims and proclaims their innocence. But instead, he's acting like a cornered, scared, dog, and he's lashing out and basically saying there's going to be death and destruction in the streets if this happens, which his supporters all know what that means. That's a call to do what they did on January 6th. And he's trying to intimidate and bully the Manhattan DA's office and the New York City Police Department. And it's not going to work. His bullying tactics will not work. And the district attorney is going to put his head down and follow the facts wherever they lead. And if it's appropriate to charge him with a crime, that's what he will do.